Don Miguel, your call to, is this part, the way that you present your information, the way that you, because you write the way you speak, is that part of the Toltec generational thing that you were taught by the Naguals, or is that something that just comes out from you?
You know, it's the result of years of practice. You know, I learned from my mother, from my grandfather, and I hear all those stories, but what I really learn is just common sense. Then as you see, like in the 4 agreements, the main one is the impeccability of the word. And that's exactly what I use in all my books and all my lectures, to be impeccable with the word, to use just what it means and go directly to the point instead of looking around on make it difficult to understand. And I know that the simplicity sometimes make concepts difficult to understand.
Because we're so used to trying to analyze and overanalyze everything. We have a very over-analytical society here in our country. And right, sometimes the simplest direct route seems almost confusing because it's so simple.
Yes, it's like when I tell to the people, you know, life is very simple. It's so easy. We are the ones who make it complicated. And we really are experts at make our life complicated.
Now, is it because I think that you're absolutely right. It's because once an event happens, because no event comes labeled. The event happens, and we then label it. But we label it based on, like you're saying, the lies that we've told ourselves or the lies that we've been taught.
Yes, we can say that life is all those events that is happening at the same time, and those events pull our attention, and we react emotionally with certain events. There's many events who pull our attention and have impact into us, and many others don't. And we have to be aware that action-reaction with the event is what we recreate and recreate all that story that we live on.
Now, when you start thinking in this way, and you start analyzing yourself and looking in and cutting away your own, what could be as a faith lie, when you start cutting away and simplifying your life, does that change you physically as well?
Well, physically, not necessarily, but mentally, it changes you completely.
I mean, in the physical sense, I mean, does it reduce your tension? Does it make you less stressed out? You know,
because it's changing the way you believe. It changes the way you dream. Then your life becomes more and more simple. But you know, your body first is gonna grow up, and we cannot stop the transformation of the body. You know, you don't want to be 5 years forever, or 10 years forever, or 20 years forever. No, life is changing. Your body is burning. Life is like this flame in a candle, who is transforming the physical body. That by the 80, 90 years old, the body is ready to go.
Now, when you get, I was just mentioning stress, and a lot of people who are giving us feedback. I have instant feedback for the show. We're talking about stress. How will Don Miguel's theories or his philosophies help me conquer my stress? But I think the answer, Don Miguel, is that stress itself is really just how you're interpreting what's happening in your life, isn't it?
Well, the stress is just the reaction of whatever event is happening in our life who create resistance in us. You know, if a problem comes and we don't want to face that problem, we leave the solution of the problem for next day and next day and next day. Well, every day the problem looks bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And when finally you face it, it can create a big explosion in your head. Instead of, if you face the problem as soon as the problem arrives, you don't even have a chance to create any stress, because the problem will be solved in one direction or another, but will be solved. And once that the problem is solved, there's no more stress. but it's because the resistance that we have to face it. Then one of the things that I do and I tell my apprentices is that we need to face every problem when the problem arrives. We don't need to anticipate the possible next problem or postpone facing the problem. As sooner as we face it, it's easier our life.
And by facing it, you end it. Like Shakespeare said in Hamlet, by facing it, you end it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're, like you said, you put it in one direction or the other. There's no mystery. There's no anticipation.
Exactly. And if the event is happening anyway.
Right.
Then it's better just to program ourselves to face whatever is coming. And that simplifies our life a lot.
Well, any time it takes the anticipation away, because that's when you have anticipation, that's when you introduce fear and everything else.
Oh, yes, you say, the next thing is coming.
Right. No, that's absolutely correct. Absolutely powerful stuff. Don Miguel, we're going to go to another commercial, if you can believe it. This show goes so fast. But I want people to know that Don Miguel Ruiz is actually out of retirement. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, and it just happened 3 days ago. My son, Don Jose, who is the one is in the head of the organization, he asked me to return from retirement. And I say yes. Then 2 days ago, we just opened the web just to let know everybody coming back, and my first event will be in Teotihuacan. And it's incredible. There's hundreds of calls right away.
Excellent.
The response is very, very good.
I'm so glad to hear it. And what's happening there in Mexico is what you spent a few days down there at the pyramid and doing exactly what we're talking about, right?
Exactly. We put it in practice. It's like I tell my apprentices, don't try. Many warriors die trying. Stop trying. Do it. Take the action. It's like I say, don't try to suffer. Suffer. Don't try to be happy. Be happy. Stop trying. Just take the action. Do your best.
And experience it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic. Again, for those of you wondering, the information is on MiguelRuiz.com. His books are The Four Agreements, The Mastery of Love, The Voice of Knowledge, and Prayers. All fantastic books. I strongly suggest you heading out and getting them. You can find out more information about these books on MiguelRuiz.com. Also, do not forget that his events start in April, correct?
Yes.
In April they start. They have a ton of them listed there, as well as a lot of information about Miguel Ruiz, the Toltecs, and anything else you want to know to begin your journey on setting yourself free. You're listening to Empowered Living, Life, the Truth, and Being Free. I'm your host, Steve Maraboli. We'll be right back.